It feels like home, as it does for all of you, I think. I arrived in early COVID, so I didn't get to meet an actual alum for about 18 months. So to have a room full today means a lot to me and to everyone here on campus. We've got a great deal to celebrate at Leelanau, and it's especially fun to do that together with all of you. Tonight we've got a quartet of speakers, people we thought you'd really like to hear from. They're going to share thoughts, memories, some memorials, and some visions for the future at Leelanau. I want to thank all of you for coming. I do want to recognize some have come from long distances, and Yuki gets the prize. I think Rob Diamond, excuse me, has come the shortest distance. Is that true? He walked across the lawn. Thank you, Rob. I don't want anybody to have to stay under anything like that, but I do think we should recognize the decades, because I think we have 9 decades represented this evening, which is pretty remarkable. So I thought if you stayed in your seats and you just yelled Skipper when your decade is called, then we'd be able to kind of identify those groups. And faculty, we need you too, because some of you have spanned the decades, perhaps. So we have members from the 2020s.
Skipper.
He
was listening.
He was. How about the 2010s?
Skipper.
Okay. 2000s?
Skipper.
Excellent. How about the 1990s? Excellent. Quiet but meaningful.
Skipper.
Yeah. Oh yes, faculty. The 1980s are well represented. How about the 1970s?
Skipper.
Hey.
The 1960s?
Skipper.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. The 1950s? There we go.
Hey.
And a few more friends that just aren't with us this evening. And the 1940s? There we go.
Hey! You're supposed to say Skipper. You're supposed to say Skipper.
Skipper says Pat.
I tried to do a lot of math, and I don't think we've got 5, 10, 15, 25, 50 in the group. But if I've screwed up, and you are celebrating a milestone, could you stand and let us know what that might be?
5-year milestone for anybody? 5, 10,
30.
50?
30? Oh.
Yeah, 30 is good.
That's true.
40.
Yeah,
40. Oh, the 40.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. I also just want to say that my simple request to all of you is to remain in touch. Unfortunately, I think I'm speaking to the choir here in this group, because obviously you're at least reading your mail or talking to friends or hopefully reading an email or two. But I will admit that we have a long way to go to try to fix a database that really got out of date. We've lost touch with people that we really want to be in touch with. And so anytime you can deliver an email to me, you can share what's going on at Leelanau with someone else and say, why don't you just follow us on Facebook? All of those things mean a lot to us, because that builds really incredible relationships. We saw an alum from the 1976 came today.
Yep.
It was incognito. I think
Yep.
the first hour didn't even want to share a name, and by the end had kind of promised Rob Hansen some really great work with his friends that he stays in touch with. So that means a lot to us. We want everybody to feel included because we will be celebrating a 100th anniversary in the not too distant future, and we hope to have a really big party for that. And we hope that you'll all participate in that as well. So I'm going to turn it over to someone that we all know well. I have the pleasure of introducing Professor Rob Karner, who's going to speak to us. He's a mentor, teacher, friend, and colleague to nearly everyone in this room. Through Rob, we have seen the campus in new ways. I don't know if there's anybody that knows the waters and the land better. And he's become a quick friend of mine because he sends me the most gorgeous pictures of campus to share on Facebook and in other places and so forth, which means the world. But I like seeing Leelanau through your eyes, and I'm anxious to hear you speak about your perspective on Leelanau too. So help me welcome Rob Karner.
Thank you, Kate. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. But if I do, I understand. That Chinese proverb may be familiar to you, but for me, it was the way I wanted to launch my teaching career at Leelanau School back in 1977, because I wanted to match my theme for teaching with what I thought was the heart and soul of the Leelanau School. And I think I did a pretty good job, because I wanted to teach that exact way. I wanted people to not talk about biology and forget. I didn't want them to just see it and remember maybe, but I wanted them to be out in the field doing. And what a fabulous career I had over the years. And I can't tell you how many great memories I have. I've been given 5 minutes to talk tonight. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but as I sat around this room here this evening, and countless times I was reminded of how we hit the mark here at Leelanau School, and it continues. It continues because we have great faculty, great leadership at the top with Rob Hanson and all the headmasters prior. I think I was one of the few people that had more headmasters that I served than most, but I really wished I could have been on your staff, Rob, because not only did I get the impression that this school is on the right track by just 5 minutes of talking to you the first time, but I hear about it all the time. The way he starts the school day, the way he ends the school day, the way he has his heart and soul into this place. So the school is on the right track, and it continues. I'm sitting here amongst my former colleagues, the Hoods and the Blondias and the Jarvises and all the people that have gone well into the past of my time here. And it's just quality people that I stay in touch with. And I think that that speaks the best for the school. I think the future is bright, and I can't believe it. 100 years for a school like this to be the little engine that could. Because when I went to conferences, when I was in staff, I would hear about boarding schools this size closing the doors. And yet, we're still here, we're strong. I believe in this school. I raised 2 boys at this school. One of them came here and graduated after 4 years, and one who's working here now. They can't get rid of the Karners. They got to figure it out. But somebody keeps asking me, and as I go around the community and amongst the alumni, they say, "Rob, are you still working at the school?" And I say, "Kind of," because I still get my mail here. And I still am not the headmaster, but the beach master. And I'm still getting paid, because not in the form of a formal paycheck, but I'm getting paid by the guys like Sean Shukri, who came to the Beach Box 2 days ago and went on and on about the value of this place and what it meant to him, and what Mr. Blondia meant to him. And the FAU, he was in our FAU, he says, "I remember the meals we had on Kingfisher at the faculty row spot." He went on and on about all this, and you know what? For me, that was bigger than a paycheck I ever got, and it keeps on coming. So thank you all for being here, and thank you for listening to me, and I really appreciate this school. If they were to draw blood from me, they'd find that in the DNA it would say Leelanau.